Though I didn't really understand what being a professional artist was at a young age, my grandpa Salvador always called me La Pintora, the painter, and made me believe I would eventually become one. Encouraged by him, I spent my childhood drawing and creating artwork, which never made it anywhere important except the walls of my grandpa's living room. My grandpa saw something in me that I sort of had already figured out on my own. I enjoyed the divine process of creation, the absolute stillness and deep joy that would calm my soul, make me truly present and connected with something bigger than me. Rumi describes this really well in one of his poems. In your light, I learn how to love. In your beauty, how to make poems. You dance inside my chest where no one sees you, but sometimes I do, and that side becomes this art. I did not know about Rumi until later, but there were certain music, books, and art that stirred that type of spiritual dance inside my heart. I grew up listening and admiring the Beatles and fell in love with Heinz Edelman's illustrations after I watched their Yellow Submarine film. I was mesmerized by Edelman's colorful, bold, and whimsical illustrations and animations with motifs of flowers, animals, and people emerging from huts and heads. There was something very fulfilling and full of life in his art that had great impact on me. The art of my teen years, mainly drawings, reflects that influence. I was 26 years old when I made my first acrylic painting. I woke up one morning, saw my beautiful and young naked body reflected in the mirror, and had this immense desire to paint it. I called this first painting Awakening, as it coincided with a spiritual experience I had had under psychedelics. I still love this painting because it represents my younger self and my desire for personal growth with so many possibilities or paths to choose from. It represents freedom of choices and the reminder that I can always choose my own path in life and can deviate a bit and try again, despite my own doubts or challenges. I can aim for my true path of heaven through a quick flight above or pursue a long and challenging path that can still bring me to the light at some point. I like playing with the hidden meanings of the paintings, which I created without thinking through too much, out of pure instinct. But I believe it somehow represents my true instincts and my spiritual awakening and guide. I look at it and it makes me feel safe and happy. That first painting made me confident, and I developed a desire to experiment more with acrylics, brushes, and painting techniques in general. Somehow it unlocked my fear of painting. Over the years, I have experimented with different mediums and developed a more characteristic personal style. This style is primarily influenced by my Spanish cultural background. I grew up surrounded by the art of Spanish masters like Velázquez, El Greco, Murillo, and Picasso. I love shapes and colors, and I have had a long-term interest in Cubism, Surrealism, and Magic Realism. Like André Breton, Yves Tanguy, Dali, and Miro, and the Surrealist groups of the 1920s and 30s, I enjoy the magic of creation through the subconscious and love creating fantastic relationships with shapes, colors, and symbols. I like doing this without logical thinking, out of pure automatism. Another great influence in my art is Frida Kahlo. I discovered her while in my 20s. Like many, I became fascinated by her life story and her art. In one of my old paintings class assignments, I made myself like a Frida in one self-portrait, and I show myself surrounded by redwoods and with my own Diego in my heart, just like Frida used to paint herself. While in Mexico in summer 1991, I also learned about other surrealist women artists like Leonora Carrington and Remedios Varo. Three of them really have a great influence in my art as well. Like Frida, I am fascinated with self-portraits. It helps me in my discovery of myself as a human and artist. I recently discovered Cindy Sherman's photography and made a series of self-portraits representing some of my different personas to aid me in figuring out who I truly am. The truth is, sometimes I feel like an imposter in my life journey, like there is something off that feels unbalanced. Who am I? A housewife, a business professional, a party girl? Can I truly call myself as an artist? If so, what is my artistic inquiry? Why do I paint? In search of such inquiry, I have been exploring visionary and mystic art with the theme of the sacred feminine. I'm interested in exploring more the connection between the familiar mundane and the sacred unknown through art, and would like to combine my interest in the surreal with my interest in mysticism and feminism to develop a large body of art focused on this exploration. I like using a variety of mediums and exploring new ways of art making, from oils to acrylics to mosaics, encaustics, digital art, photography, and most recently, I also been exploring or enjoying collages and mixed media. Photoshop is a great tool for exploring and mixing the unreal and fantastic with the mundane, or as a tool for transforming regular beings into magic beings or goddesses, like I did in my Invisible Goddess project or photography project inspired by Dora Maar recently. But what is clear to me, and like I felt discovered when I was a child, I create and engage in art because it connects me to something bigger. But I also create just because I need to, because it makes me feel good. It heals me, it grounds me. I'm interested in this healing process, not only in me, but in others, but especially in me. And like Elizabeth Gilbert says in her book, The Big Magic, if it also helps others, that is a great perk, but that should not be my main focus when I create art. The emerging feminine and women's spirituality and empowerment in general is a theme that has driven me in recently in my exploration of self-achieving its full potential. The questions I'm trying to answer are: who am I truly outside systems of oppression, outside religion, patriarchy, and societal norms? What path should I pursue to truly achieve my highest potential? What are my wounds? How can I heal them? How can I expand and clear invisible boundaries, either internal or external, that are affecting my individual growth? Lots of questions to answer in this inquiry and exploration. I guess I just need to continue painting and making art to find the answers.